Hi there, I'm Eric, and welcome back to the U Theater as part of the Future Hub here at the Kyoto University of Foreign Studies. I'd like to introduce a new round of continued experiments in immersive reality, mixing environments, mixing modes of interaction between those in a physical space, those in a virtual space, and those connected at a distance online. And this time around, for the second time, we're using the arena of MUN simulations, Model United Nations. And this is a great opportunity for students of all ages, and in this case, university students, to get some experience in diplomacy, international relations, and leadership. And what you see behind me in the U Theater space this time around, there's the digital version of myself actually in the space. This is a digital twin, a replica of the Security Council chamber at the UN headquarters in New York City. And everything you see behind me is actually made to replicate the real location as well as possible, from the wallpaper to the artwork to being able to move around into the lobby and other breakout chambers or meeting rooms, etc., etc. And we're using this digital twin to run trials and case studies and different simulations with students to put them in roles as if they were meeting in these situations as member states, carrying out different crises, different scenarios, different situations, using this physical space in the Future Hub, the virtual environment of the digital twin of the Security Council chamber, and connecting in various ways. And what we're doing is using this physical space to see people seated. What we see here is the round table here. Actually, I can move a little bit around. Maybe you might be able to see a little bit better if I were to just pick up my head and move around. Right over there, we see some of the spaces for meeting rooms. Look up to the ceiling and then back around to the audience, where the viewing audience, which may be seated, actually sitting around. And you can see some of the member plates that are going to be running in this particular simulation. Different nation states, the Security Council permanent members like United States and China and Russia, but also some other members as well. In this case, Tunisia, Germany, and a few other countries. Vietnam is another one. And we're putting them through a particular situation that's a real case study, and they have to come together in a virtual space. Some are going to be here physically looking at the screen and different avatars moving around. Some are going to be online at a distance. And what we're trying to suss out are different best practices, different case uses, and best ways to have this mixed mode approach, because I believe immersive technology is going to work best that will allow people to have a physical presence together if they choose or if it's possible, but also have a telepresence if possible from a distance using VR, or more accessibility concerns using a tablet, a smartphone, a PC to dial in. And that's what this design we've been working on here is really all about, trying to figure out the best case and all of those logistics put together. And this case use of Model United Nations has been a great vector from which to study these applications with immersive technology. So also, I'd like to point out that I'm not only physically here in this space, but I'm also virtually here. You can see the guy behind me there. I'm going to put on this headset and you can actually see me lecture as if I were here in the room virtually as well. So now I've put on my VR helmet, and now I'm experiencing this simulation within the virtual environment. And I can see this, right now I can see the same screen behind me as anybody in the physical room might see a PowerPoint presentation. But also, there's a camera feed with another person in the room, where the virtual environments can see the people in the physical space as they are sitting here in front of the U Theater. And We can display different information on the back screen here. We can also walk around the room as I would normally. So somebody either in the Future Hub here with a VR helmet can experience this in virtual reality, or somebody at a distance at home could also be online at a distance and working with the rest of the participants, either here in the lab or online with their PCs. So you notice how we're starting to have different mixed, and the logistics of having different modes of communication, also different mediums from which people are integrating and coming into the environment, can start to get a little bit confusing and messy. And that's what this particular experiment is hoping to solve. And so if we look behind me here, if I take out my pointer here, I'm going to actually point up at the screen and see right now we're in the Security Council chamber, but we also have some other environments as well we have that I've been working with. One is the Yasaka Shrine. I have a program that's using this space called the My Hometown Project, where students that are in tourism and hospitality studies are actually creating their own virtual tours of their hometowns. And this particular shrine is another digital twin of a famous tourism spot right here in Kyoto City, and from which we can springboard those tourism students into different locations and tours from which they are created themselves. One other one we have here is the Together Learning City that I've created. And this particular endeavor is trying to use this space to connect with existing online learning platforms, such as a Moodle situation. So you're going through a self-paced course. How do we integrate a physical space, a digital twin, that will best facilitate different types of learning, different learning situations and activities, using this type of digital twin environment that is connected to a physical space where students might be taking that course in a physical classroom, but also on demand online. Lastly, this one's a little bit of fun. This is some of the things that we can do inside of VR that's so exciting, is things that we can't really do face to face. And so this particular studio is another digital twin of my home office, but we have scaled down everything, or scaled up the environment to where, excuse me, to where when you kind of teleport yourself into this environment as a virtual person, you're about 1.5 inches tall, just a couple of centimeters tall, and you're on my desk and everything looks real big. And if I'm physically in the room, I appear as a giant looking down. And this is a way to kind of play with the different kind of things that we may not necessarily first jump to and think of as affordances for using these spaces in different learning outcomes. So you can imagine using scale to bring somebody up to a size of a giant and walk around a city, or bring somebody down to the size of a microbe and go inside the body on a field trip and have digital twins of actual physical people or animals or places or different types of biology type or astronomy type lectures where you go places and do things that you might not normally do. So these are all experiments that use this kind of same type of mode that I personally have been experimenting with my research here at the Future Hub, using the digital environments and the physical environments of the Future Hub and the U Theater. Let me zoom back into my real form. Well, that has been a little bit of a tour of what we've been doing here and my personal research into extending the boundaries of immersive technology in different learning contexts. I invite you to reach out if you're interested in joining the next iterations of these, whether it be the My Hometown Project or perhaps joining the next MUN study or anything else that you may have been, that may have sparked your interest during this presentation. We'll see you around in the next video, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.